Just look at this screen. It's so simple, and yet it seems so different. Has different variant customization, different things going for it, just the flow of it. It's like, here's what you can have, here's what you can use. Not too simple, but just simple enough that meantime you can look at the different things that these weapons can do. Hello, my name is Commando CQC, and this video is going to be more of a dialogue, if you will, into the game known as Titanfall 2, which sadly I feel was not underrated but overlooked. And the reason I say that is because the first Titanfall in itself was I'm trying to put together my words here. I'm not trying to read off a script, but I'm trying to get the idea of what I want to convey. But you just see the customization just right here. It's different. It's unique. It's not, obviously it takes cues from the days of Infinite. This is Respawn Entertainment, but these were the guys that did Modern Warfare 1 and Modern Warfare 2. But you see the options that they give you, the same thing with the multiplayer selection. You can mash together different game modes. You don't have to select a specific one. Kind of like a little fun thing. And I think that's the key thing with this game. I don't think Respawn made this game to be rage-inducing or competitive-inducing. I think they made it to be just a genuinely fun game. If I had to equate it to something from my past in terms of what I see it as, if I'm breathing into the mic, I'm sorry, my nose is a little stuffy. And it does have the sound on there, so I'm trying to talk over that. I'm terrible at editing. Sue me. I think I would equate this game to being similar to the Quake 3 arena for me. It was just about the insanity and the craziness and the different things that you could do and no gameplay experience was ever the same. And by the way, if you look carefully in the selection screen, you can see that there's an ability to edit your class in the game, so you can change it up right then and there. Kind of funny how Call of Duty likes to rip off this particular game, I think. And I'm going to say, for everybody that says, oh my god, I hate the boots on ground concept of Call of Duty, or I don't like the fact that Call of Duty did jetpacks and this and that and blah blah blah. It's like, that's because they ripped this game off. And that's what makes me upset about it. And if the FPS seems a little wonky, I apologize. My current PC is having issues. I'm looking to upgrade that and get that situated in the next couple of weeks. So hopefully, sorry, allergies. Told you unscripted. Like, just things like that right there. Yeah, I died and it's whatever, but you wouldn't be able to do that necessarily in Call of Duty because everybody, in that situation, I might have been able to turn right around and go bing, boom, boom, and kill the guy. I'm watching my gameplay that I did, and I'm just kind of, trying to elaborate on this. But anyway, so the reason I think this game is overlooked and it's and it's just an injustice to the genre of gaming now, or the hobby of gaming in general now. I'll ignore the Call of Duty World War II update. Ha 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 ha. Yeah. Or install. I'm actually I want to do something with that later, but we'll worry about that later. Anyway, the way I look at it is this. The game itself was a predecessor, obviously, to what you have Call of Duty with the Advanced Warfare and Infinite Warfare and the jet boots and the ability to wall run, and Black Ops 3, the ability to wall run, and the power-ups and all this stuff. All this stuff, Call of Duty stole from Titanfall. Yet, they don't get criticized for it. They don't get any crap for it. And they didn't do it near as well as this. This game in itself could have been the niche. It could have had its own genre, like sci-fi FPS or something. God, I suck. Ah, man, hiccups too. Oh my god, I'm just doing everything today. But my philosophy is this. I think this game didn't get the attention it deserved because of what happened with Titanfall 1, and people weren't necessarily happy with the way they did it, but I feel Respawn was handcuffed. And with Titanfall 2, is an amazing game. Pure and simple. An amazing game. And, you know, you could honestly remove the aspect of the mechs and it would still be an amazing game, I feel like. And I say that because it has so many different gameplay mechanics. Now, granted, there's some things I don't like about it. You know, I feel like there needed to be like a 10v10 mode, and as you see, I'm editing here. Hey, Call of Duty, stop stealing ideas. And they, I lost my train of thought, sorry. Oh, no. So I feel like they should have had like a 10v10 mode, a 20v20 mode for pilots, and I think we would have seen a lot more craziness. They do have an 8v8 mode for pilots in this game still. And surprisingly, it's still, you know, it's still got a lot of players that play it to this day, even though it's a 3-year-old shooter, and we know the life cycle of shooters tends to go away because yearly release, you know. But there you go. There's a core fan base that does enjoy it, and coming back to what I was talking about is this game is meant to be fun, I believe. Not once did this entire game, and I wasn't playing the best. I wasn't, you know, doing the greatest. I wasn't killing every pilot that came my way. I wasn't basically doing what, you know, people expect you to do. It's like, oh, you gotta be able to kill all the pilots and this and that. I wasn't raging in the game because I knew what to expect. No game is ever the same with this one. In any match that I find that there's different things that happen, so it doesn't get boring. Now, I don't play this game as much as I used to, but it just, I feel like it can be more fun. I mean, just listen to the sound. And it's just, it's chaotic, but it's a good kind of chaotic. Get wrecked. And I feel like it just needed the attention that it deserved, and it never got that, unfortunately. And I wish it did, but I feel like, and there's rumors and there's theories that EA purposely ruined it because they didn't put near enough marketing attention on it, and, you know, because they could microtransaction the hell out of it. And I don't think you can do that with the new Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order that's coming out by, coincidentally, Respawn Entertainment. And EA produces or publishes that game as well. So it doesn't follow EA's model, and that's probably why it didn't succeed, because they didn't market and push it enough. And it's a scary trend that I wish that these publishers would start doing. I wish, for the love of God, that they would realize that, listen, you need to do what works. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And I'm going to segue into an example. The current Modern Warfare, absolute trash. Gunsmith is good, gun customization is good, I mean, and, you know, there are some things about it that are actually quite fun, but they're on the core mechanic of the game. The maps, they blow. The camper, and it's, you know, they wanted a more diverse gameplay style. You already had that. I played that game today, and then I played a Call of Duty Remastered, or Modern Warfare Remastered game. Just one game. And I went 23-7 with no practice, because it was just simple to get back into it and just go. And the thing is, I didn't camp. I moved around. The maps were big enough, but they're also small enough to where you have constant action. This game did it a different way. The Modern Warfare 2019, the maps are too big. They're too over decided, so you can't do anything. That's where Respawn did something with this too, and they did it right. Yes, the maps are big. They have to be big because you spawn giant mechs. You spawn Titans. It's part of what it is. But here's how they nix some of it. Yes, there's only, 6v6 or sometimes 8v8 pilots, so the maps are big, and unfortunately, you're not always going to see pilots like I did in this match. That's where they throw in the grunts. For this particular mode of attrition, they throw in grunts. So that way you have something to shoot, you have something to do. Your doing something to, as I get killed by a pilot, you're doing something to try and win the game. But at the same time, so the point being is that these developers did the things that they understood they should do if they're going to do it. They found problems and they found the solutions to those problems, because this kind of a map you would never see any pilot 9 times out of 10 unless, you know, there was a certain spot. So they put in AI grunts and stalkers and reapers, and they do this and that. So it's still constant action. It's never boring. It's never boring. I mean, here I am fighting a Titan right here, and then I rip around, boom, kill that guy. That's the thing. It's constant action. That's what we want. If we want a realistic, or quote-unquote realistic experience that's tactical, we're going to go play Rainbow Six Siege, or we're going to go play Counter-Strike or CSGO. We're going to go do games that do that well. We're not going to go play the Modern Warfare now because of, oh, we want tactical. Well, it's not tactical. It's just stupid. It doesn't work. It never worked. And now they're trying to now they're going to have to try and fix that. So they fixed a problem that was never there and created a problem. Whereas this game, from its release, never had any major issues like that. Yeah, every game has its little things, but you know what? Anything they did, they fixed it. The only thing I wish they would do is put in a little bit bigger modes. You know, 10v10, 12v12. That'd be perfect for pilots and all that. But that's the thing. This game just has never gotten the attention to do anything like that, and Respawn was basically said, all right, well, we'll still support it, but we're not gonna focus on it because it's not getting the sales that EA wants. And I feel that's an absolute travesty. And unfortunately, I feel we'll never see a Titanfall 3, but I also feel like we have a gaming populace that's so focused on COD, Call of Duty, and I love Call of Duty. I've been playing it since the first one. But it just seems like this game could have been that next great FPS, and it's never been able to take off because of the microtransaction era and the era of, you know, it's basically the microtransaction era and the era of profit and money over anything else. And the thing is, if you make good stuff, it will sell, it will make money. It's just how much money are they willing to take. So, unfortunately, it's just one of those things I don't think we're ever gonna see that Titanfall 3. And I feel like, you know, and if this doesn't sound incohesive, please or if it doesn't sound cohesive, please let me know. Because the main point the main point I'm trying to put into this is that this game is fun. You don't have to be a god at it. You can just jump in, play, have fun, and just, you know, just go all out. It's not like COD right now where it's, you know, it's a camp fest. It's a shame. It really is. So, I mean, I wish I could say more, but I mean, I'm sure I could if I actually did this as a script, but I don't want to do that. That's not how I want to do it. I want to try and vent what I feel about it without having to cohesive it into a planned script. Because a lot of YouTubers do that, and I just don't feel like that's good, but maybe I'm wrong, so I don't know. But, so, like I said, if you're sick of Call of Duty and stuff like that, honestly, I would go, if you haven't done it yet, give this a try. I'm serious, give this a shot. Because it's still going strong, and I would love to see a third game come out, and I would love to see it take down Call of Duty somehow, if possible. I don't think it's ever going to happen because it's just not there. But anyway, just as the closing thoughts on it before this is over. God, I don't even know if I have any closing thoughts. It's just such a... I'm watching the game and I haven't been bored watching it. But it's just the action. I love it. But anyway, I'll do some updates on other stuff too. I've got a couple other videos. I'm going to do a Modern Warfare 2019 edition video at some point, kind of explaining the issues with that game. I mean, there's a million YouTube videos of that already, but I'm going to kind of do it more in a calm sense, and then I'm going to throw up a Modern Warfare Remastered video or something at some point, kind of show the differences and basically how those maps are still perfect in my book, or mostly perfect. And I ain't got no views on the Outer Worlds yet, so that video series may die quicker than I thought it would. But we also have Star Wars coming out, or Jedi Fallen Order coming out in a couple weeks, so that'll hopefully be ready, and hopefully by then I'll have my PC situated as I need to be. But I mean, a Ryzen 9 3900 and the motherboard to go with it's not exactly cheap, so there you go. And did I mention just this ending right here? Yeah, the match is technically over, but I mean, dude, an evacuation scene, you don't see that in other or not World War II, but Call of Duty games. And I'm willing to bet that they'll try and rip it off next year, because, you know, why not? Anyway, if you understood this babble and you enjoyed it, leave a like, because why not? And check out other videos. They're not really that good. This one really isn't that good, but hopefully you enjoyed it. And yeah, I will see you next time.